Good afternoon, good evening, hello everybody. This is Mihir Magudia calling from the Oxfordshire office. Delighted, absolutely delighted to be with you here today. So much to talk about, so many things happening in the Leo business, so many updates to share. So this call's going to be slightly different to the usual ones. We have some recognition, obviously, because we'd never skip that, and some stuff about events and some recent events happening. But the main substance of this call, I want to share a bit more with you about some of the Leo coin updates, give you a bit more flesh on the bones, give you something more to say to your markets, and just to bring you a bit up to speed with our latest thinking, some of the benefits of the shift in Leo coin that we've been talking about. So excited about the call, plenty to discuss. Let's get on with it. First up, recognition, Mohammed Nadeem. Let's see, you on the call, Mohammed Nadeem? Oh, there you are. Fantastic. He's on the call today, which is a great thing. Congratulations, very, very, very many congratulations to our newest director in the UK, Mohammed Nadeem. He is our second director from the UK market. Amir, obviously the first one. And he's someone I've got to know more and more over the last couple of years that he's been in our business. He's built networks in the UK. He's got a big network out in Pakistan, and he's got some very, very energetic team members. One of his team members was on the executive trip in Morocco this week, and I had the great pleasure of meeting him along with two of his members, I think a couple of weeks ago in the UK office. He's a chap with sort of resounding energy, and he's one of those people who really makes the effort to get to know the business. He makes the effort to understand what's going on with Leo, what's going on with Leo Coin, where all of our projects are, what's like, he really gets it. So when you talk to him, when prospects discuss it with him, he has answers, he has the knowledge, and he's really worked to get himself into a place where he's a bit of an expert in Leo, and he's a bit of an expert in what's going on. So I'm absolutely delighted for him that he's got to this position. I can't wait to hopefully see him in, well, I'll see him in the UK sooner, but certainly we'll be recognizing him in Brazil as well, I think, to present him with his reward, to recognize him on stage. He's a great chap with a great team, both upline and downline, and I can't wait to see what he achieves next. Next up, Vice President, Nadeem. But yeah, many, many, many congratulations. Absolutely delighted for him, and he's got a really, really great business going on. So this Wednesday, I think Andy did a bit of a tour de force on Morocco last week, but we just actually finished the trip this Tuesday, Wednesday, and I got back to the UK, I think it was first thing on Wednesday morning, and it was an absolutely fantastic event. Morocco is a beautiful country. The people are a delight. There's so much to see, so much to talk about, so much culture, so much history. It's a really, really wonderful, wonderful country to visit. And it's very, very special being there with a bunch of executives. So we had executives from the UK, we had executives from China. I think there was one from Reunion Island, or maybe they were French nationals as well. There was a German member as well, Nico, one of our long-standing established members. It was just wonderful to have that group there, because these executive trips, they're a little bit special, they're a little bit different, because you get to spend a bit more time with the people there. At our big events, like in Mauritius or in Brazil next year, or when we were in Bali or Kuala Lumpur or Hawaii or something, you get to spend time with people, you get to see people, but you don't get sort of a lot of quality time. You don't get to sit down properly and find out about their lives, find out what's motivating them, talk to them about Leo, talk to them about their hopes and their aspirations, and really get to see them coming through. But the executive trip, because it's a much smaller trip, you just get that time with them. You get to have those chats, you get to know these people. And bear in mind, these are our executives. These are our next generation of directors coming through. These are the next Mohammed Nadeems on this trip. And so it's a real privilege to just spend that time with them, to get to know their names and their faces and their lives and what their aspirations are, why they're with the business, what they want to see, how we can make things better for them, what we can do to help build their business. I always find it a real privilege to speak at these executive trips, to spend time with our new executives there, because there's something quite special about that trip. You get a real sense of feeling for our new people, our new executives, that you just don't get at some of our bigger events. And so I was very, very privileged to be a part of that. And so we had a great training day. They heard from some world-class speakers. I talked a bit about Leo as well, and Leo Coin, and some of our plans for the future. And I think it was a very, very valuable day of really good training for the executives there. We also spent a lot of time together driving around Morocco. There was a fleet of, I don't know how many, maybe 10 or 12, or not, I don't know, quite several 4x4s racing across the Moroccan deserts, soaring up and down the Atlas Mountains, going to see some of these amazing sites, these ancient palaces, these historic forts, these villages of Berber tribes that have been unchanged for hundreds and hundreds of years. It was you got a real sense of the country, and a real sense of camaraderie at the end of the day, when all of us, exhausted, struggled out of these 4x4s and basically went straight to bed. Or certainly I did. And then there was some team building activities. There was archery, there was golf, there was football. It was a morning of fun and medals and recognition. It was a great couple of days. And I think on the final night, the team were treated to a wonderful display of belly dancing, of snake charming, of I think there's some camels in the theatre as well. It was a real treat of Moroccan culture and excitement, and it was wonderful for all involved and all there. If you've never been to one of these before, I highly recommend it. We're putting in plans for the next one right now. I don't know when are we going to announce the location of that, probably in the next few weeks or so, but nonetheless, I highly recommend, if you're close to executive, or even if you've just joined the business, get executive as quickly as possible. Get yourself on the next trip. It'll be one not to be missed. It's a real kickstart to your business. It's a real week of motivation, of excitement, of learning a bit more about Leo, and really getting the tools you need to take your business to the next level. Being able to ask all those questions, being able to spend time with the people you want, being able to learn from other executives from around the world. I highly recommend these trips. They are something quite special. And I think when we announce the next location of where it's going to be, you definitely won't want to miss it. You definitely will want to be there. So do what you can, get yourself to executive. It is one not to be missed. In addition to the Morocco trip, there have been events going on all. Oh, I've got network connectivity. Can you hear me? Can I still be heard? Yeah, there we are. I'm back. We've had events going all around the world. So Rach in the Philippines, they celebrated. Is she on the call today? No, Rach. She's obviously still recovering from her event. They celebrated 3 years of Leo in the Philippines 5 days ago. 3 years, I think, since we first opened up there. 3 years since I think Rach probably first joined. An absolutely incredible achievement for the Philippines. They've gone from strength to strength in the last few years. They've got some incredible leaders, some people who I not just professionally admire, but personally love to spend time with, love to chat to. They're just, I mean, if nothing else, they're just absolutely wonderful company, our Filipino team. And I love going there. I love it when they come to our events. It's a real sort of burst of joy and happiness and energy that comes through. And their team, with Rach and Eric and the rest of the gang there, is just so inspiring every single day. So I'm delighted for them for this event. Absolutely cracking effort, guys. And here's to 3 more years. Here's to 6 more years, 9 more years, 21 more years. Who knows? There's so much more to do. There's so many more countries to conquer, starting from the Philippines. And I'm delighted you've had such a successful celebration. Additionally, our team in Canada have been going strength to strength when it comes to Leo Coin merchants. Now, we had the Chinese language call immediately before this, so that sort of runs for an hour, and then we go straight into this one straight after that. So most of those Canadian members tend to be on the Chinese language call, but just to let all of you know, they have recruited some amazing merchants in Canada and specifically the Toronto area. And the latest is a ramen restaurant. Now, I'm quite a big fan of ramen. I don't know about you, but I'm delighted that next time I'm in Toronto, I can pop along and pay with Leo coins and get all the ramen that Leo coin can buy. And it's obviously not just this one restaurant. This is the latest in, I think, dozens and dozens of dozens of retailers that they've recruited in just one small area. Because that's the magic of Leo coin merchants. It works best when you've got, I don't know, 10, 20 different merchants all in the same sort of locality, all in the same sort of zone, because that's when you start to get real impact in your market, when you can live a day on Leo coins, when you can buy your shopping there and then buy some presents for Christmas and go to the cinema and then buy your dinner here at this ramen place. That's what real acceptance starts to look like. And it's very, very impressive what they've achieved there. So very well done to Sohn, Christine, Wendy, and the team out there. Now, oh, Jassim Mohammed as well has been in the news. Fantastic, Jassim. Are you on the call? Let me see. Yes, there you are. Jassim, many congratulations. Jassim's one of our newer members in the UAE region, based in Dubai. He's, I think, Emirati by birth. And he's a sort of a force of nature, of energy and excitement about Leo and about the opportunity that this presents. And so I'm delighted for him that he's achieved this article. I'm delighted about the interview. His answers are great. He's really pushing himself forward, and he's really pushing his business and his team forward at the same time. He's done incredibly well in the few short months that he's been with Leo. I think it's maybe 6 months max, probably a bit more, a bit less, that sort of timeline. And he's already visited the UK office. He's already come to see us. He's understood more about the business. He really is taking this business incredibly seriously. He really has taken this on, and I'm sure that we are marking out one of our future global stars, Jassim. So many congratulations on the article and the news coverage. I can't wait to see what you achieve with the Leo business. You've already done so much in such a short time, and we've barely begun. So that's fantastic. Right, now on to Leo coin. Hopefully all of you know by now. Sorry, for our French speakers on the call who are asking me if I can translate into French as I go, no is the answer to that question. I can't translate to French as I'm speaking, but I know there's some French speakers on the call who can help with translations later and can catch you up. But no, I can't, I'm afraid. It's a bit too tricky. But nonetheless, we'll soldier on regardless. The Leo coin switch to Ethereum, probably the most important upgrade, the most important pivot for the Leo coin in its history. Hopefully, most of you know now that in the coming months, Leo coin will change its technology from its current place and move to a thing called the Ethereum blockchain, to Ethereum technology. Now, this is one of the strongest technologies going right now. It's probably one of the most advanced. It's got the most development muscle. That means the most people working on it right now. And I mean, there's lots and lots of debates about what's the best, but as a balance of development muscle and usability and technology, Ethereum is absolutely the best choice for Leo coin moving forward. Now, as I talk a bit more, as we talk about smart contracts, as we come to the forthcoming weeks where you'll hear more and more about some of these details, it may start to get technical, it may start to get tricky. If it does, that's fine, that's absolutely fine. The key theme to remember is that the Leo coin is shifting to a new technology and a better technology that we'll be able to do more exciting things with and find newer ways of rewarding our members and developing our market. So if that's the only takeaway you get from today, that's fine. You'll learn more and more and more about the new Leo coin move to Ethereum. You'll learn more and more and more about the benefits for you and your teams. But as we start out, just be aware that this new technology is good for the coin, it's good for the market, and should achieve some of our objectives. So on the screen right now, you've got the first roadmap that we created. Now, obviously, when the Leo coin when we first launch this new Leo coin, all of these things will not be active on day one. I hope that goes without saying. That's well, that's really rather the definition of a roadmap. It's part of a plan of a thing going forward. But one of the great things is we'll launch the coin with a few of the features, and then we can add and add and add and add and develop it and improve it as things go forward. So great opportunities there to continue to improve the Leo coin, to continue to add new things. So I just want to touch on a few different things that we're planning as part of this roadmap. And one of the first things on the next slide there is the new merchant program. So we've had a merchant program in the past, and it kind of worked, and it kind of had some challenges, and it was a good first attempt at the merchant program. And some people, particularly like I just showed you in our Canadian markets, and indeed in our Chinese business, have really run with it, have really pushed it forward, and are now developing merchants all over the place, selling all sorts of different products, you know, from travel agents to sort of gift shops to restaurants. As you saw, there are several great places that you can use Leo coin to buy whatever you like. However, what we really want to do with the new shift to Ethereum is kick that merchant program up a gear. So the first thing to say is any merchants you do recruit today or have recruited in the past who are active and trading Leo coin, they won't be left behind by the new merchant program. They'll be migrated onto it with everyone else. So don't feel like you need to stop recruiting. Don't feel you need to discourage merchants and tell them to wait. It's all fine. They'll be migrated onto the new program with the ease and smoothness that you'll be right to expect. And so with this new merchant program, we can incentivize both our sponsors and our merchants in different ways. And the particular change that we're planning is not just a one-off bonus for both the sponsor and the merchant. That's fine for getting someone through the door, but there's ways of incentivizing them to trade more and more and more in Leo coins, to increase their rewards depending on how many Leo coins they're trading in, or how much they're selling for Leo coins, and what proportion of stuff from their shop is available for Leo coins. And obviously that can feed back into the sponsor as well. There are ways of specifically incentivizing particular behavior from merchants through the use of smart contracts. And I won't go into detail of too much of that today because we'll end up talking about smart contracts too much, and I don't want to put too much on the table today, but that's something that we'll talk about in future calls as well, how we're going to use smart contracts to increase our merchants around the world. But the first things first, the new merchant program has a way of incentivizing the sponsor to recruit the merchant, incentivizing the merchant to be recruited, and then continuing to incentivize that merchant as they grow their business and as Leo coin grows with them. So we should have a much better impact this time. The next thing is around the new wallets. And I was just talking to one of our IT wizards a couple of hours ago about this. Now, lots of you have used the Leo coin external wallet, the wallet on the external platform that you can use to load exchanges and send Leo coins to each other. And that's all fine, that's great. But with our new technology, with the shift to Ethereum, we essentially access a potential whole new world of wallets. Some people like the current Leo coin wallet. It does exactly what they want. Some people want it to do more. Some people want it to be a lot simpler. Some people wish it was a web wallet. Some people wish it was a so-called hardware wallet. There's all sorts of things that people want when they're dealing with digital currency on external on their own devices. There's all sorts of like particular tweaks they like, options they want, and with the shift to Ethereum, all of those opportunities come together. A whole new world of potential wallets will start to accept Leo coin. A whole new world of potential wallets may allow Leo coin on their platform, which means for our members, for our users, there'll be no more issues if this wallet doesn't work, or there's a problem here, I don't understand this particular thing. That's fine. If you don't like the wallet you're using, there'll be options available. There'll be alternatives available. Some will have more features. Some smart contracts, for example. Some will be very basic wallets on your Android device or your iPhone device. It doesn't matter. The point is the choice goes to our members. The opportunity goes towards you to choose what works best for the way you trade, the way you use cryptocurrency. And that's fundamentally fantastic for you when you're bringing new people to the business, when you're talking to people about Leo Coin, because no matter what their issue, there should be a wallet for that problem. And this sort of ties in to some of the other changes we're making to the wallets. So, sorry, back one a bit. Thank you. The other thing we can add onto the wallets, and I'll talk a little bit more about this in a moment, is that we can become aware of which wallets in the external market belong to Leo members and which wallets don't belong to Leo members in the external world. Now, this is a massive, massive shift, and I'll just leave that fact there, and I'll come back to it at the end of this section when I talk about some of the benefits available for Leo members. So, in the same way that the new technology gives us access to potential new wallets, so too that new technology should give us access to new exchanges. And that's because through this upgrade, through this shift to Ethereum, we are essentially coming into line with a lot of established technology out there already. We're aligning ourselves with some of the big players in the world. We're aligning ourselves with some of the bigger exchanges in the world. Now, that should mean that more exchanges start to add Leo Coin, more exchanges start to trade Leo Coin, because adding it as an option becomes much, much easier. And it's hopefully very simple after that. More exchanges means more traders means more buyers and more sellers, and more buyers essentially means more demand. More demand means good things, we hope. So it's a very, very simple formula. Let's make our coin as easy to add to exchanges as possible, and let's see how the exchanges take that on, and let's generate that liquidity, let's generate that trading volume, let's generate that market for our Leo coin, all the same at the same time as putting all of these other exciting additions and changes into place. Now, the way proof of stake will happen is also changing. Now, currently, as you all know, on the back office, you can get your proof of stake, you opt in, you get it every single month, nice and straightforward. On the external wallets, there's a slightly more random element to it. It sort of arrives some days and doesn't. That's just the way the system works. Everyone always gets the right percentage they should be getting. And that will continue in the new world, except that with the new ability to identify Leo member wallets in both the internal platform and the external platform, we have the ability to reward Leo members in the internal platform and the external platform. And this means we can add sweeteners for Leo members. This means we can add specific incentives for Leo members. And we'll go to the next slide there. The benefits that can happen for Leo members, whether they're in the external platforms, trading on the exchanges, holding it in their external wallets, or in the internal platforms, can be equally good. Now, I'll just leave that for a second, but I know so many of you, when you talk about Leo, when you talk about your business, when you get people excited about Leo coin, they say to you, well, why should I bother joining Leo? I love Leo coin, it sounds exciting. I'll just go buy some, and then I'll sit with it. And then all of you guys can build your Leo community, and I'll just wait and have the price go up eventually. That sounds like a good plan. Fine. And so you often respond to them and you talk to them, and you might say, well, there's this incredible Leo business. You want to build this entrepreneurship plan. You want to change your life. You want to get into the Leo pattern of LEO. All of that stuff is wonderful, wonderful responses for all of them. However, if they just want to hold Leo coin externally, we can create an additional benefit for them if they're a Leo member. They create an additional benefit for them if they're a Leo member, even if they're just holding Leo coin in the external platform, because we'll know where their wallet is. We can incentivize them to do certain things. And so all of that discussion you had of, well, why don't I just buy some Leo coin in the external platforms and then just wait forever, disappears. Because now, no matter what they want to do, no matter how they want to be part of the business, we can offer benefits and rewards for being part of it. We can incentivize them to do certain things. We can incentivize them to grow the Leo community. We can incentivize them to grow the Leo coin community at the same time. And all of this is a result of having this technology. All of this is a result of shifting over to Ethereum. So we look at just some of the items I've spoken about on the next slide. What we're doing with this shift, well, one of the things we're doing with this shift is creating even more ways for all of you to develop your businesses, even more ways for all of you to hit that next rank, to grow that market, to launch into a new country. This is about supporting all of you in growing all of your businesses and changing the lives of yourselves, your families, your team members, of developing wonderful, wonderful businesses all around the world. That's what this shift is about. That's what this new switch to Ethereum gives us. And that's why we're so, so excited about it. Because with this new technology, there are so many more things that we can do. And not next week, but in a few weeks when I talk about some detail in smart contracts and how they might work, hopefully you'll all be even more excited. So, as I say, when we launch the LeoCoin 3, when we launch the new version, not all of these projects will be active, will be going, obviously. But the wonderful thing is we can just continue to make the coin better and better and better as time goes on. We can add in all sorts of exciting things. We've got some great ideas already for the things we want to add. This isn't even the first paragraph of them. There's more and more and more coming to LeoCoin. It gets better and better and better. And we're very, very excited about what it might be able to achieve. So, incentives. As you all know, in the last couple of months, we have run some amazingly generous incentives. Things that were eye-watering, offensively generous in their structure. Too much, if anything, which is, you know, great. But nonetheless, we run them. And some of them we had to end, some of them we had to reduce. We will be as generous as we possibly can to help build your business. We'll be as generous as we possibly can to give you all of the advantages, all of the incentives that we can possibly afford to help you achieve your goals, to reach success faster than ever before. We absolutely are dedicated to achieving that with you. But when incentives need to end, they absolutely need to end. When we say these could end at any moment, we're not joking. I promise you, we're not lying, we're not making it up. Sometimes incentives just end because they have to. So, the LeoCoin market service currently has 2 incentives running. That is that it can be bought by bronze members and above. That will soon change to gold. And the second thing on it is how the reward is calculated to give you early purchasers, you early adopters, you first movers on this product an early advantage. There's no date for those incentives to end yet, but I assure you, you've not got long. You really, really don't have long. There are lots and lots and lots of you on this call today. Honestly, I hope all of you are on your phones right now, texting your teams, telling them that the LMS incentive will be ending soon and they need to take action before it's too late. As an example, from today, the DMS incentive of rank requirement is ending. So right now, you can buy the DMS if you're bronze. I think today it's changing so that you have to be a gold member at least to buy that product. You can still buy the LMS if you're bronze, but that will be ending soon too. So as I say, the DMS thing of being bronze and being able to buy it is, if not over right now, will be ending very, very shortly indeed. And the LMS one will be ending soon as well. And this is what I mean. Sometimes incentives just end, and that's why they go. Sometimes people miss out on the travel incentive to Brazil because it took them longer than it took other people to break a new associate. Dan's always saying that the early bird catches the worm. Dan's always talking about the need to take massive action very, very quickly. And so I highly, highly, highly endorse that and hope it's taken on board. Not least because, to talk about one more final incentive, if you're not all incentive out, is the current rank award incentive going on. So, just to summarize where you are, you've got the rank award incentive, which means that bronze, silver, and gold new joiners get a very, very generous bonus right now. You've got the LMS incentive, which means that if people want that product, they can buy it for a reduced qualification, and they get a more generous reward from it. So very, very powerful things are happening right now. Very, very powerful incentives to encourage you to move very, very quickly. We started this bronze, silver, gold rank award incentive in September. We halved it only a couple of weeks, I think, or maybe 3 weeks after we launched it. It's still very, very generous, though. It still makes sense. It's still a wonderful and powerful tool, but it's still almost too generous, and we'll have to end it soon. Just like with the last incentive, just like when it was halved, we're not joking. We're not making it up. We will end incentives just like that, and then they'll be gone. And we'll try and give you notice if we can. We'll try and give you all the tools you need. We'll do our absolute best for you. But sometimes when they need to end, they end. And so take advantage. What's that picture of the bird with the worm? That's probably the best. That's probably the best example. The early bird catches the worm, as Dan always says. And I can't emphasize enough. You know, I don't usually talk so strongly on these calls, but I can't emphasize enough the importance of understanding that today. I can't emphasize enough the importance of realizing that these incentives are coming to an end. They're ridiculously generous right now. They can change your business. They can change your life. They can change your rank if you take advantage of them. If you use them to their best effect, they are massively, massively powerful for you and your business. And they will never get better. They're not getting any better. This is the best possible time that you've had to join Leo. There's so much going on in our business. There's so many new projects. There's so much creativity and energy going into this business to help all of you develop global companies, to help all of you develop teams in any country you want. It's been an absolutely amazing year so far, and we're not at the end of it yet, but we've had wonderful events. We've had wonderful achievements. We'd have people achieve dreams they never even thought they could have. So share this story with your prospects, share this with your customers, share this with everyone you know and everyone you don't know yet as well. There are huge opportunities available for all of you here. There has never been a better time than now. There's never been a more generous time to join than now. You've done so much so far. And with the incentives we have running right now, with the rewards we have available right now, there really is no excuse for achieving even more amazing results and achieving even more impressive things. So thank you so much for your time on this call. It was a bit shorter than usual. I wanted to focus things down onto the Leo Coin 3. We'll be talking more and more about that over the next coming weeks. I just want to give you a quick update of where we were. It's a big old project, lots and lots of things to change there, a whole world to conquer, a whole new market to develop. Thank you again so much for your time. Have an amazing week. Don't miss out on what we're offering here. And I can't wait to speak to you all next week. Have a great one. Thank you very much, and goodbye.